Welcome into the Cowboys Report. We are trying to get to 150,000 subscribers, 423 away. We're going to be live once again for the Cowboys-Niners watch party. Last year's wild card round was our most watched watch party ever, if that makes sense. The Bucs one beat it. Let's break the record again. Hit that sub button for free Cowboys videos every single day, including the live watch party on Sunday. Tom Downey here once again for the Cowboys Report by Chat Sports. Some news and a little bit of rumors mixed in, but namely injury stuff is where we begin. Good news and bad news. We'll go bad news first. Jason Peters, a hip flexor injury against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, it does tend to happen a bit more frequently as you age and switch sides and all different positions there. It was Peters who got the start against the Bucs. Left the game about halfway through, snap count-wise, pretty close to it there. Mike McCarthy does not expect Peters to practice in the walkthrough practice today on Wednesday. I would say there's almost no chance he can play against the 49ers, which is disappointing because the Cowboys have tried out a whole new offensive line again. Now they're going back to the one they've done for a couple games. Peters, I thought, played pretty well against Tampa. One hurry allowed. The run grade was fine. Again, they're not going to be, I don't think you're going to have the 6-yard per carry offense maybe you had earlier in the year for a brief moment. But I thought Peters was playing well. So with Peters, I'll call him out. I don't see how he's going to be able to play. I'll call him out. Frankly, I would not rule out him going on IR to play the numbers game, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But this will be your offensive line depth chart. Tyler Smith, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, Zack Martin, and Tyron Smith are going to be your starters along the offensive line. Played fine down the stretch. I thought Biadasz had, look, it's Vita Vea. He had some rough moments. I am a bit worried about that left guard center combo. That's been your weak point on the offensive line for the most part of the season. McGovern was good enough. Held up just fine in pass protection. One hurry. The snap count is a bit higher for McGovern because he got some fullback reps as part of the Hulk package or whatever it is, the fullback McGovern package, which, it was fine. They ran a nice play action out of it. Didn't have that much success on the ground. But McGovern back in there at left guard, which will always raise some concerns for me with just balancing the numbers and everything from that standpoint. But if that's your, we'll just put it in air quotes, I guess 7th offensive lineman since Terrence Steele's out for the year, that's pretty good. The O-line, I thought, had one of its best games in weeks, if not months, against Tampa Bay, and that bodes well against at least give you some more confidence, against the damn good 49ers front. So what is your confidence level in the offensive line, likely without Jason Peters? This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, scale it from 1 to 10 at the pinned comment, ignore the ad while it plays, and go vote right now. From a numbers backup depth perspective, no Peters means the Cowboys are once again short on the offensive line. I wouldn't be shocked if they try to add someone, but they're already playing the numbers game. Now, I learned this week, and shout out to Michael Gelkin for letting me know, in the postseason, you actually have unlimited practice squad calls. That's how the Cowboys called up Aviante Collins from the practice squad despite being out of them previously, which means they can keep calling up Collins, keep calling up Xavier Rhodes if they so choose, but that would leave the Cowboys down a man on the offensive line. They could try to get Matt Farniok back. That would be a viable option right now for this Cowboys team. He has returned to practice, and the Cowboys can activate him in the event that they need to do so. But I kind of thought he was going to be activated last week, and then he wasn't activated, which makes things interesting from that standpoint. The O-line depth chart right now is thin. They don't have the bodies. They want to carry 8 active offensive linemen. Right now they have 6. Now it would be 7 with a practice squad call-up. That would leave one more option the Cowboys have to figure out. The Dallas Cowboys are back in the NFL playoffs, and Magic Spoon is back as a sponsor here at the Cowboys Report. Magic Spoon is the revolutionary cereal that's changing the game. Say goodbye to sugary processed cereals and hello to delicious, nutritious options that will power you through your day. Magic Spoon is the perfect choice for anyone looking to start the new year off on the right foot. With a variety of flavors to choose from, like cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, you'll never get bored. And with only 140 calories per serving, it's a guilt-free breakfast option. But the best part, Magic Spoon is packed with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar, making it the perfect choice for those following a keto or gluten-free diet. And with a 100% happiness guarantee, you have nothing to lose by giving it a try. Order your own personalized Magic Spoon variety pack today and save $5 by using code CHAT, that's C-H-A-T, at magicspoon.com/chat, or by scanning the QR code you see on screen. Trust us, you won't regret it. Start your day off right with Magic Spoon. I'll give you guys a couple extra minutes, or seconds, I should say, to scan that QR code. I'm going to get a bite of my favorite flavor, the peanut butter, right now. And then once I finish it, we'll get back to our Cowboys news and rumors show. Let's move to the Jayron Kearse injury news now. He left the game with what Todd Archer called an MCL sprain. Kearse said today there is a 100% chance he plays, and there was already the report from Mike McCarthy previously that the Cowboys fully expect him to practice today. The Cowboys defense needs Kearse out there. We'll spend some more time on this in the future, the overall safety and the playmaking of what the Cowboys got. But Jayron Kearse was awesome against Tampa. They were having him in the middle of the field, shorted, played a lot of two-deep safety stuff. He was back there some too, making plays. The first ever Brady Bucs red zone INT that I think really took the sails out of Tampa. It was the one time they moved the ball until garbage time. Kearse has been an awesome football player for your Dallas Cowboys, a total gem of a find in free agency. He said it's a lot better than what the MCL sprain he suffered earlier in the year was. That knees bothered him all year long. I wouldn't be shocked if there was a season's over cleanup procedure, but he's going to play through it, which is a good sign. Kearse, Hooker, Donovan Wilson, and now Israel Mukuamu. We'll give him his flowers on a future video, I promise you guys. We gave him plenty in game. It's a damn good safety room for the first time in a long time in Dallas. So with Kearse good to go, Peters likely out, score prediction time. What do you think the final score of the Cowboys versus 49ers game will end up being? Get those votes in for me in the comment section. Let's move to Brett Maher, then Dan Quinn after that. It seems like Cowboys are going to ride it out with Maher. He missed a record 4 extra points to start the wild card game against the Bucs. It was a disaster. He made the 5th. The Cowboys are going to roll it back with Maher. Jerry Jones left the door open, and John Fassel kind of closed it, which in the end, this was always going to be a Fassel call, I would say, as it should be. Here's what Fassel said on Brett Maher. I believe in the hot hand, and I believe in the yips. Absolutely. And you wonder how you get into the yips. You wonder how you get back into the hot hand. I think it's keep stepping up to the line and shooting that thing. He missed a couple free throws. He had a hot hand. Let's face it. He only missed 6 kicks all season. The yips happen. I expect a hot hand coming up. I think in particular, the yip kick was the shank wide left because Maher had missed. He just pushed the first two like they were never that great at kicks. I thought the footwork mechanics were just a disaster. There was a not great snap against the Commanders, but it was still placed down in time, and he doinked it right. Finally made that one against Tampa. I think that was big for the mental. Kicking is mental. I think that is outside of some of your mechanic stuff, whatever. If you're not confident going up to kick the football, it's just like golf. Bad things are going to happen. And Maher had been money Maher all year. He'd been awesome for the Cowboys. He had a couple blocked extra points. He'd missed one beyond that. He had missed a couple field goals. They were mostly super long ones. He had earned the nickname Money Maher, but he is now back to maybe Maher, unfortunately. So our next question, actually our final one of the day, I should say. Will Brett Maher bounce back for the Dallas Cowboys? Y for yes, N for no. If you just want to type in Y for yes to send the good energy out there, well, that's what I'm going to do. So get those votes in, Y or N. The reality is he's not Money Maher right now, but he can earn it back. You know what? Cowboys defense, they brought out the Hot Boys changes. I did not like the vibe for that. Worked out wonderfully. So they've earned it back again as they go for the Hot Boys battle against the Niners, who took it from them and then kept it from them because they kicked their butts a couple times. He can become Money Maher once again by bouncing back, and I do hope he bounces back. I was convinced last year the kicker was going to cost you a playoff game in Greg Zuerlein. Time is a flat circle, and I'm once again worried about that. Hopefully it ends up not being the case because we will all be in shambles. Last story, Dan Quinn updates on the Cowboys' coveted defensive coordinator. The Colts have requested an interview with Quinn now. The Broncos, by the way, have already set up an interview with Quinn for Friday, which is normally a lighter day of practice for Dallas. He'll do it in the evening or night or in the morning, whenever, and it's not going to impact him that much. Didn't impact him last year. He'll have plenty of interviews and chances, but will he get or take any of them is a different question. Now, Indy, by the way, is doing a massive coaching search. They have already requested and or interviewed 12 candidates. Jeff Saturday, which, yikes, Eric Bieniemy, Bubba Ventrone, Raheem Morris, Ejiro Evero. Ben Johnson is withdrawn from consideration across the board, so he's not a real candidate. Shane Steichen, Aaron Glenn, Dan Quinn, D'Amico Ryans, Wink Martindale, Mike Kafka. Massive coaching search in Indy. And maybe not done requesting interviews, but I do think the Denver job is still the one to watch for Quinn. Near as I can gather, Dan Quinn thought he had that job last year. He thought he was going to be the next head coach of the Denver Broncos. He is close with general manager George Payton, and I think that relationship is still good despite the kind of surprise hiring of Nathaniel Hackett. Seemed like ownership was pushing Hackett to try and get Aaron Rodgers. Didn't work out that way. It's Russell Wilson. Denver would not be where they are now if they had hired Quinn in the first place. They're aiming for the big fish. If they can't get Sean Payton, I think Dan Quinn's next up on that candidate list for Denver, which pros and cons on that one for Cowboys fans, I suppose. That's it for today's show. Remember to subscribe to us here on YouTube. We will have daily videos and, of course, our live watch party this Sunday.